Yeah, I was just curious to see what YouTubers are talking about. Like, it's like we're reviewing the uh Virtual Boy, the new Virtual Boy for Nintendo or for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. And all of them were kind of said, yeah, this is Virtual Boy where you had to lean forward like this and lean in and put your eyes in and just see red and black. And they say I can only play it for 20 minutes at a time. And then at the end, they're like, I'm glad I bought it. I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck, dude? Come on. You fucking shills. God damn. Like, people just gotta glaze things. Like, it's okay to not like shit. What the fuck?
Welcome to the Atomic Cult Media Podcast. I'm Wes, and this is my co-host and Turtles in Time co-op partner, Lucas.
What's up?
And today,
how you guys doing?
Today we're talking about, I wanted to talk about the cult of Kusoge. I'll go into what that means later.
Oh God, okay. I know that term.
Okay, yeah. I want to talk about some of the IGN Game Fest, just a few things I saw in there I thought it'd be interesting to talk about. And then, it looks like Paramount's going to buy Warner Bros. So we'll talk about that too. But like we start out with every week, what we've been watching or playing, I'll start out with saying the finale of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and it's probably going to be one of my favorite shows of the year already. It's so good. It's like 6 episodes. They're like 30 minutes to like 45 minutes a piece. I don't know. And then they had, it wasn't the penultimate episode, but the episode before that, where it was like the highest rated episode of any TV show ever. Did you see that? And then there was a campaign with the Breaking Bad fans because Ozymandias was the highest ranking episode of all time before that. So they were like downvoting that. And then you had Game of Thrones fans downvoting the Ozymandias, the dumb bullshit people with no lives do, the toxic fandoms. But the show is really good. And this is a thing, like a takeaway I have from it is that, like it's sort of like a trendy like phrase to bring up toxic masculinity. You've heard it for like the past decade, and it's a thing. It's a real thing, sure. But there is such a thing as positive masculinity, and that's what Night of the Seven Kingdoms is. It's like these people doing the right thing, sacrificing what little they have or however much they have to do the right thing. That's why I like this. It's not like the other Game of Thrones where it's like constant bad shit happening to good people and everything. It's a really nice, sweet show. Like the music, it's like some of the music kind of reminds me of like The Legend of Zelda, like the Nintendo Switch games or something. It's kind of like got this little fun, upbeat stuff to it. But if you're ever interested in watching it, I can throw it on the Plex sometime, but I really enjoyed it.
You know what? Throw it on the Plex, dude. I might watch it because you remember we've had this discussion a long time ago, but remember when it was like, well, it kind of still, every fucking show has to be a big depressing fucking, like after like Breaking Bad, before Breaking Bad, you had The Wire, and I don't know really when it started where nothing good ever happens. Like they tease it. They'll tease some good shit happening all season or whatever. And then, fucking a beloved character gets shot in the head or fucking a plane falls on him or, just some crazy shit. And nothing, it was like, that was another thing. It was a long time. You let me borrow Game of Thrones season 1 because you're like, everybody, like everybody that knew me at the time or knows me now, they all thought I would love Game of Thrones, dude. I didn't even make it past the first season because it was just like, I don't know. When I watch, I come from, and I'm not saying you don't come from this or that other people don't come, but I come from like the high fantasy 80s. Like, so when I say, and not that it was all that way, like that movie Excalibur, that was a pretty heavy movie. It was glittery and shit, but like it was brutal, But then, and kind of like Dragon Slayer was kind of that way too, I guess. But where everything, I don't know. And then I was looking for like fantasy could be anything. It's just like the whole how do you kill a werewolf argument, however the fuck you want, because it's made up. It's all made up. So but I've always been a fan. I always thought, and it's a personal opinion, but I've always been of the camp that I kind of want my fantasy to be fantasy. Like, yeah, exactly. Legend of Zelda. That's when I think of fantasy, like a strong hero's journey character or group of heroes, or just something like that. It can be a little tropey and ham-fisted. There can be, a horse can drown in a swamp or something at some point, but then, like a buddy of mine was playing The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and hell, your uncle dies in that at the very beginning. So you lose a family member at the beginning of that game, but you know what happens? You get the Triforce and you make a wish, and you wish for everything to go back to the way it was before Ganon fucked everything up. Your uncle comes back. So it's like, you have all the positive, good vibes, I guess. That's how I've always looked at fantasy movies, even though they're not all that way. But like Willow, that's one of my favorite movies. Goddamn. But like Conan's not that way, but it kind of is in a way, in a rudimentary way. But my point is I was, when all these, like, even, and I didn't watch any of this shit. They had that Lord of the Rings show come out. I didn't give a fuck about that. Not because of controversy over, differently colored dwarves and shit. I don't care about that. It just didn't look interesting to me. It just, because I kind of figured it was going to be one of those shows that hit all the same beats. But now I will say this, with this new show, this new Game of Thrones base. What's the full title of the show called one more time? I always forget.
A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yes, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. I keep wanting to call it Seven fucking Sages or something. I don't know why. I know it's seven, but everything I've seen, not seen, but like read or whatever, has given this very positive vibes. So it's something I'd be interested in watching. Now, my reservation is the same thing that always happens. How long is it going to be between seasons? How many people are going to come and go out of the show?
Well, let me interrupt you there, because they're already filming season 2. It'll come out next year, and they already approved 3 seasons that are going to come year after year.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's good. Because like, if you got the same writers and shit, I think a lot of that has to do with a show being good. And I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I definitely chuckled heartily when everyone hated the last season. I'm glad I didn't pay attention. I'm glad I didn't fucking watch a show then. I'm glad I didn't waste my fucking time if it's going to end on a wet fart like that. Like, I'm there for the whole journey. And yes, I am one of those people that, I'm not one of those people like, oh, well, you could just eat around those parts. Then why the fuck? You got to have a whole story. I'm not going to read a book and then just rip every so many pages out. You got to read the whole fucking thing, right? So it's kind of the same for TV for me. So
also, you were talking about how dark Game of Thrones was, and you're kind of more about high fantasy and stuff. I think it's like where we were. It seemed like at the time, like early 2000s, everything culturally seemed okay. Like, it felt safe. It felt like, we're going in the right direction culturally. And then you could have bigger risk with entertainment. Like, I want Lord of the Rings, but I want it fucking dark. I want Superman, but he snaps Zod's neck or something.
Yeah.
But now it seems like everything you look at in the real world is going to shit. And then now we're having, here's the light, fun Superman again. Here's a cool Game of Thrones show that you don't have to feel fucking depressed about.
Yeah.
So it definitely feels that way. And then another thing is, like, you're talking about the new Grand Theft Auto. They're kind of scaling back on some of the nihilism or something. And I kind of thought about that.
I don't know how true that is, but that's just what the dirt sheets were saying.
When did the last game come out? It came out over a decade ago. And how was the culture then? Like, you look outside, you look on the internet, you go on Facebook, you look outside, and people are kind of being fucking dicks for no reason. And it's like, do they want to lean into that, or do they want to go back into kind of like lighter stuff? It really, it's like you have to like listen to the zeitgeist a little bit, I guess, in the direction you take stuff, because it's like,
I agree.
Am I in the mood for a depressing fucking like Ned Stark getting his head cut off good guy? I mean, not really. Like, I'm already fucking like filling it with other things. But okay, a couple other things I watched. I watched Epic, that Elvis Presley in concert in IMAX. It was fun. I liked it.
I've got one, but go ahead.
It's fun. Like, I kind of like wanting to see more concerts in theaters now because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And there's no like real talking heads in there. It's just like footage of him like joking around with that TCB band and just wearing casual clothes. It's kind of like an intimate look at his process of making music, and then it kind of ends.
Elvis guy? I never knew you were an Elvis guy.
Well, I mean, I'm not. I'm familiar with some of his songs, but I mean, he's a fucking showman, you know. I never really watched a concert of his.
He was the original one.
And Penny liked his stuff since watching that last Elvis movie, and she wanted to see it. So yeah, it was a good little concert thing, and it ended with like, you know, the Power trilogy with like Suspicious Minds, Burning Love, and an American trilogy, and yeah, it was good, and you know, it's a cheap. I kind of like prefer that, I think, than going to real concerts anymore. It's like,
okay, let me ask this: what other concert movie have you seen in the theaters? I don't know if I knew that you saw a different one, because it seems like you got some frame of reference now.
I don't see it very often, really. I meant to see that Moon Age Dream, but David Bowie one, but I didn't get to the theater to see it. Hell, they're coming out with that. I'm not even like a Billie Eilish person, but we saw the trailer to it. James Cameron directed a 3D Billie Eilish thing, and it was Dolby 3D, and it looked fucking cool. And I kind of want to see this now because it's just the spectacle.
Two of my favorite concert films, you know, The Last Waltz. That's like one of my fucking favorite pieces of film of all time. Goddamn Martin Scorsese directing a concert movie. Now, of course, it's from a band that most people don't listen to really anymore, unless you're old head like me, but the band still has a place in history. And then the other one I really like is Frank Zappa, Night at the Roxy. It's the reason why I like it is because there's literally just the concert and that's it. He does talking in between songs and stuff, but it's not really focused on the audience because he's always doing audience participation and stuff like that. And he's just a little bit of it, but yeah, the whole concert is the concert. And those are two very old examples. I mean, the Night at the Roxy concert was filmed fucking in 1973 or 4, and it didn't even come out until like 5 or 6 years ago because it took forever for them to like master it down or whatever. But yeah, dude, I'll tell you, like, I could see that being, I like to do I like to go to concerts. I like to do things like that, but sometimes if I don't have to smell stinky people, I really like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know, if I can't see through my own eyes how a concert's going, that's fine. I literally bought so for the 20th anniversary of it was the 10th anniversary of the record Inner Speaker by Tame Impala coming out. They did a live performance that you had to buy to stream it, you know, and I bought it was the shit. They were just on this house on the beach. It was just them playing the concert, and then that was it. It was fucking awesome. And it was, especially too, when they mix the audio good, it's really good. It's like amazing.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite recorded concerts is that Talking Heads make no sense or stop making sense. And yeah, it's just a straight up concert. I mean, and it's, you know, fucking David Byrne doing his weird shit, and it's awesome. You know,
well, I kind of wanted like, that. Let's get
that A24. They had like a whole like box set of that concert. I would like to get that sometime, but yeah, it's like going to a concert. I had to pay like fucking $25 for parking. I had to go there, and then everyone's standing up. So I'm standing up for 3 fucking hours. I can't relax. You gotta buy drinks that are like triple the price. It's like, I'd rather just sneak in a beer or take a gummy before going to a concert at an AMC or something, you know. That's fine with me.
Take 2 gummies and then you can see music like it's colors. Take fucking 3 gummies and have Penny take over, you know what I mean? Like fucking no, but for real, like I used to think it was kind of weird to watch a concert movie, but some of them are getting pretty fucking good, man, for real. Hell, that's what Michael Jackson was doing before he died, was he was making a concert movie. I never watched it. I don't know. Did it even finish? Did they finish that?
This Is It, they did. I remember because Evan was obsessed with it and we watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my other one is Scream 7. You saw my review. My review's up and everything. Wow, what a piece of shit that is. But I kind of had like an idea.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. Oh, God. Why do I keep hearing fart noise? Oh, is that you? You got okay. I thought that was me.
This is my idea of Scream 7 here, okay?
God damn. I didn't in a million years think that was what the angle was that they AI'd people. That's the fucking.
Well, they had like the Kalshi thing and the meta AI thing where you could insert yourself into the movie, which is fucking terrible. And it's Paramount. All right. We're going to talk about Paramount later.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
I'll bring that up later. But I went to see it because I was going with a group of friends and I kind of just wanted to see how bad it was just so I could talk to them about it, which I always hope to be surprised because what's more boring than having the same consensus as like critics that saw you before that? Like, I would like to have a different angle of it. I would have liked to like movies that are hated or hate movies that are loved. And it happens sometimes, but with this, goddamn, it was just, it's becoming a parody of what Wes Craven was parodying in the first Scream.
Right.
And it was just lazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Easy skip.
Well, I mean, horror movies that go past 5, I think like horror movies get a pass for the vote. Like a lot of movies is like maybe 3's too much. Horror movies, they've always been allowed to go up to like 5 or maybe even 6. This is Scream 7 is every movie is I'm obsessed with Sydney being alive. I don't know, dude. Scream 1 and Scream 2 are the only Scream movies I thought were good that I liked for real. And I've seen Scream 3. I saw okay, what was Scream 4 the one with Emma Roberts in it? Well, that was the one that came out like way later,
I like
right?
that one. I like that one. I think
terrible, but I didn't really like that she was the killer, and it was the same thing. Like, oh, I'm just obsessed with you. It's always just some bitch is obsessed. Okay, these motherfuckers, you know what I mean? It's just fucking. It was just so weird, and it's like I kind of just want to see her get stabbed in the neck, just die. Let's just get you killed, and then I don't know
where the hell they're going with the next one. Like they're coming out with the next one because it made a lot of fucking money because people liked it. But then I saw it in the theater and. There's a part where one of the ghost face like get killed at the probably like the first like 20 minutes because she gets ran over, or the ghost face does, and then Courtney Cox comes out and then everyone's clapping. I'm like, oh my god. Comes out of the car, she's the one that killed him. But it was, and then they clapped at the end. I'm like, what are you, a bunch of fucking seals? Like, I don't know.
If I would have been there, what the, you know me. What'd that say? What did that say? Do that again.
Oh shit, not good.
But
no,
you kind of checked out. You haven't watched the newer ones, have you? You really have no interest in them, so
nah. Right, dude. I'm telling you, man. Like it's hard to get me to watch. I've talked about that before. I hate feeling like I'm a curmudgeon or something. It's just there's not a lot of things as far as. Now, here's what I did watch, and you're gonna fucking call me a slur probably, but I watched the Scrubs reboot. I've always been a fan of Scrubs, and I was very scared that the Scrubs reboot wasn't going to be good. We got the first 2 episodes a couple days ago. Pretty good, man. A lot of people are kind of calling. There's a couple kind of rug pulls, like. So John C. McGinley, I fucking love John C. McGinley. That guy is awesome in every fucking movie he's in. And he's like half the reason to watch Scrubs anyway, because that guy goes the fuck. He's so awesome. But he's only in the first episode so far because he basically passes the torch to Zach Braff's character JD. A lot of people are kind of speculating because, of course, of the times we live in now. Like, all Dr. Cox did was call him girls' names and fucking say a bunch of crazy shit to him, and you can't do it. Nah, you still can, but it's from my perspective, the character of Dr. Cox is just so much older now. He's got an older kid. He's he's not a spunky young motherfucker with an ego anymore. His ego's been chiseled down from years of being a father and stuff like that. And it's literally been since 2009, I think, was when it's been 15 years or something. I can't even remember how long it's been, but my main point is I was very happy so far. It fits the tone. It's weird that they're having it at Sacred Heart, because whenever Scrubs originally stopped being filmed, they tore where they filmed that show down, because it wasn't a real hospital. Everything was in a real hospital. And then they tore it down. And then, of course, ABC was like, we got to have another season. And that was when you got that season 9 that nobody really liked. And they were at a different hospital and stuff. I didn't think they were going to come back to Sacred Heart, because they had to rebuild sets. And there's parts where you can kind of tell it's
a set.
Or fucking CGI, really. Some of it kind of looks like, but that's basically what you're going to have to do. But the first episode, Judy Reyes is back. That's Turk's wife, Carla, and Dr. Cox is there. Now the janitor's not there yet, and he was a big part of the original show, but I've read that he's going to be in an episode. And then Bob Kelso, he has not been in an episode yet, but he's like 80-something years old, but I think he's going to be in an episode. I'm not sure. And then the guy that played the lawyer, Ted, he passed away, and he was that sucks, because he was hilarious. But we got the Todd back, and the Todd's the guy that wears the banana hammocks all the time, and he talks about sex. High five, that guy. He's funny. It's always good to see the Todd. But that was what I watched.
That was just a one-off, right?
What's that?
Is that Scrubs reunion? It was just like a one-time thing, or is it like a?
No, it's two. They put out 2 episodes. I think it's gonna be 10. I'm not super sure.
Okay.
I think it's gonna keep going though, potentially.
Wow.
There are new characters. Basically, the whole premise of the show is JD has become the chief of medicine now. He's the guy running Sacred Heart now, and Turk is the chief of surgery. And they both went to in the lore of the show, they both went to college together. They started at Sacred Heart together. They started as interns, and then they became residents, and then they were attendings, and then. But at the end of the show, JD moves like a half hour or 45 minutes or something away to be closer to his kid, because they all have kids, young kids. Like, literally, when the show ends, Dr. Cox has 2 kids that are young. Turk has 2 kids that are young. JD has a son that's young. And then when the show starts, JD mentions his kids. And then it shows Turk's kids, but they don't really say anything. He has 3 kids, and they're all grown teenage girls now. So hell no, one of them would. Yeah, I guess they would all be teenagers. And then it doesn't show Cox's son and daughter, but. So they all have like they all have kids and stuff that we don't. I don't know. It's kind of a weird dynamic, because when the show ends, they all have these kids, and then now it's like we're back at the it's Scrubs, but now I'm wondering where all their families are and stuff. Kind of. That's the other thing too.
Yeah.
It does say, okay, so JD and Elliot, which is Sarah Chalk's character, they got married, but then they get divorced. And it's really funny, because it's like, here's the closet where me and Elliot first made out. Oh, also, by the way, we got divorced. The marriage didn't work, he says. Which
that's kind of neat.
You almost want to say it's like a throwaway line, but I'm pretty sure they kind of did that on purpose, because it's like, they were always on again, off again in the show anyway, and then they got married, and of course it didn't fucking work, like, I don't know, so it's funny, but I'm happy with it so far. That's what I've watched. And then as far as, are we to the what have we been playing? Are we talking about that now?
Yeah, you can, all of it.
I started
Go
playing
ahead.
Stardew Valley. You ever fuck with that?
Yeah, I did. I had it on Nintendo Switch and got pretty addicted to it for a while, like going out and going to caves and getting shit and then
it's fun, dude.
Making relationships. Yeah, it is. It's addicting. And it's like like making your own farm and kind of you're trying to like be as efficient as possible and getting those sprinklers and everything. And
I always get this sense of dread though, because I feel like I'm not doing enough. But it's like you can do whatever you want. I like the fishing. Like I like fishing and stuff like that. But yeah, I got through my first year. I'm back at spring of whatever year 2, because they don't have Jesus over there, so it's just literally just the second year ever. And then I spent all winter like upgrading my tools and stuff, because you can't really farm or anything. But now I'm like, fuck, there's that whole community center that you got to put back together, and you got to get like all the fruits and vegetables, and it's like, oh fuck, this only grows in the spring, and it only, so I'm like constantly trying to have to remember, oh fuck, I got to have this to turn in to make a bundle so I can restore the community center. So there's all these, and then I try not to consult the wiki too much, but it's like there's some of that shit I've had to look up, because I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah. So, but no, I've been playing that. I've got like 60 hours in that, and then that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate came out with DLC. It added what's her name? Atropex. She's a character from the IDW comics series that I'm not super familiar
I saw that
with.
advertised. Yeah, I didn't. I never read the IDW ones, but I'm familiar with them because
they're super beloved. People love those fucking IDW TMNT comics.
The hobo cat guy, forgot his name, but he was like a major one. He has like an eye patch and shit. He's like a badass.
Alapex, that's her name. Alapex, that's her name.
Okay, Alapex.
But she's pretty good. She's like a fast-paced character or whatever. But it's one of those things where it's another surprise DLC, and it was free. Then Double Dragon Gaiden Rise of the Dragons came out with 4 new characters, and that's a game that I keep thinking that it's another game where I keep thinking they're not supporting it anymore or whatever. Not supporting it, but it's like you don't know there's people working on it in the background. And it's like, here's 4 new fucking characters for the game. It's like, god damn, that's awesome. So, but you had to pay for Alapex on Splintered Fate. I messed up. You did have to pay, but she was only $3.50. That's not a big deal. And you got some other stuff too. I think some new. I think some of that stuff was free. I think just the character you had to pay for, and then so I played those on stream. I played Splintered Fate on stream. I beat the Warriors on stream not that long ago.
Nice.
I was
plug your stream.
Warriors. Huh?
Plug your stream.
Oh yeah, twitch.tv/Omogane. Come hang out. Come on a party tonight. But I played, so a couple times tonight or this week, I played Splintered Fate, and I played the Double Dragon Gaiden, and just some other one-off stuff. But that's pretty much all I did as far as like the media and things like that.
I want to mention that I started Resident Evil Requiem. I'm really digging it.
Apparently people are really scared. I saw a meme today on Reddit where a guy is like the guy from GTA 5 is trying to hire a hooker, and she's like, what are you looking for, baby? $50 for anything. He's like, I just want you to sit in a room with me while I play Resident Evil Requiem.
So I'm about 4 or 5 hours in, I think. I'm streaming. You can check out the stream on the YouTube page. Okay. I just kind of like to have that to where I have like a whole playlist of this is my playthrough from Resident Evil Requiem, and you can watch it anytime or whatever. See my experience for the first time. But yes. I'm digging it because it switches a lot between the girl, which is the survival horror aspect, and I'm playing it in first person, how the game was intended. They say it's easier in third, but I want to play it in first. And then it switches to Leon Kennedy, where it's like the action Resident Evil 4 through 6, and you get like the best of both worlds. I have a friend who's further into it, and he's loving it. He says this is the best Resident Evil story of all the games. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I actually went back a few save states to kind of replay some of the things because I like discarded some stuff, and then I didn't buy the right upgrade because the upgrade you want to buy, you didn't acquire yet, because it's like these things where you stick it in blood and you get so much blood, and then you can use that blood to craft new items and stuff. And I just fucked up everything. I got rid of scrap and I didn't get the upgrade for the thing because it'll only go up to 100, and I upgraded to 150, and it's just easier that way, I think. So I went back this morning and I got back to the place where I stopped my streams. Yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm a big Resident Evil head, except for I think I skipped 5 and 6 because I just didn't really care for them. But yeah, it's fun. Hang out in the stream.
Was Requiem $70?
Yeah, it was.
What I wondered.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't buy games right when they come out. Usually, I'll do that for this. I'll probably do it for Wolverine when it comes out this year.
Evil.
Yeah, if it's worth the $70, I'll get it. Right. So
if you die before me and I'm at your funeral, people are like, "What was Wes like?" He loved Resident Evil games. That's one thing I'll definitely say. So I mean,
yeah, there you go.
You're gonna buy that fucking lawn. Like I don't fault you for that at all.
All right. So anything for physical media?
Dude, I ordered a record, but it hasn't come yet. So I'll have to wait until next week. I was hoping it would have came already, but no. I got an action figure of Rue from Streets of Rage 3, the punching kangaroo. They had an action figure of him. I bought that, so I already have him put up though. So and it's not really media, something you could play with, I guess.
Hey,
but
anything like that's cool. If I got a new board game or something. I didn't get anything new, but I just wanted to show you some movies I got before we started this physical media thing.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah.
Couple of horror movies I got for like boutique labels. So I got this. I don't know if you've watched either of these, but I got this John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness Arrow Video.
I've never seen that. Fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Sam Neill. Yeah, it comes with a booklet, a poster, and the movie. Yeah, I really like this. It's kind of so. This is the third part of his Apocalypse trilogy, which is The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and In the Mouth of Madness. I personally do not care much for Prince of Darkness. Personally, I just never really got into it. And this is a very good movie. It's very fun. It's kind of like, have you ever even like seen scenes from it or anything?
No, I know it's an early '90s movie, right? It's
early
it's like
90s, 94, right? 94.
Okay.
So
this is not one of his movies I'm super familiar with.
Okay. So just the premise of it is like Sam Neill is a lawyer for a book publisher, and there's like this author called Sutter Kane. And he's writing a book, and they want him to see where what he's doing, where he is. This is very Lovecraftian. So he's going to write this book, this new one called In the Mouth of Madness, and it's probably going to bring about the end of the world. And anyone who reads it goes insane. How fucked up it is, I guess.
All right.
And yeah, it's Sam Neill. He's the one having to investigate. And yeah, it's got some really good creature effects. Yeah, definitely. I need to check out more of the. It's got a ton of extra features on here, but and then the other one I got is, and this I didn't get this recently, but it was on sale. It's from Scream Factory. Yeah, this is around the same year. It's Clive Barker's Lords of Illusion.
Well, I've never even heard of that. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's got.
That seems like something that I would have saw all the time.
Scott Bakula, he's the main character in it, and is like he's a private detective on a seemingly routine investigation in Los Angeles, but Harry gets more than he bargained for. So it's basically surrounding like a cult, and they're trying to resurrect their cult leader because what's his name? Kevin J. O'Connor. You know him, right? He's in The Mummy.
Yes.
So it goes back to the 70s where he's got this cult that follows him. Not Kevin J. O'Connor, but fuck, I don't know the actor's name, but he was in Seinfeld. He played George's boss. He's a cult leader, and it's really kind of tied to Hellraiser too, like pretty directly. But
Okay.
Kevin J. O'Connor was part of the cult, and he comes back to kill him. And how they kill him, they can't really technically kill him because he's sort of like godlike, the cult leader is. So they take this metal mask on him, and they have to like pour blood on like the screws, and the screws go into his head, and it's like this mask that's covering his eyes, and it's like spikes and shit, and they have to bury him. And then go to present day, like 94, and then Kevin J. O'Connor is like this magician in Las Vegas or whatever. And the cult leader, or they're trying to resurrect the cult leader, like all these people that used to be in the cult. So they have like this scene where they're all at, they have their own families and stuff. They went their separate ways. And then the cult leader like calls to them, and they end up killing their families and going back to the desert where they had their little compound. And yeah, it's pretty wild and pretty fucked up. Both of these movies had a Fangoria magazine back then in like the early 90s, and they had previews of this. They had preview of In the Mouth of Madness. They had a preview of Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight.
Okay.
Like all these movies, like, wow, all these movies look fucking awesome. But yeah, and even they have like comic books. You know how they did comic books, like expanded universes of like aliens and stuff? They had a crossover of Scott Bakula's character in this, Lords of Illusion, and he was he became a Cenobite or something from Hellraiser. So
holy
it's
shit,
pretty wild because it's all connected and everything. But yeah, those are two movies I got a while ago, but I figured I'd just kind of show them off today. So
nice.
But yeah, that's the physical media catch up. All right, so go to some news. I want to talk about the cult of Kusoge. So you already know what that means, but yeah. So Japanese, it's Kuso is crap, and Geimu is game. So it's not like shovelware. It's more like ambitious messes, I guess, in a way.
Day of Garfield.
Yeah. But so I wanted to bring this up because we didn't talk about it last week, but the Virtual Boy came out for Nintendo Switch. Mm-hmm. The piece of shit hardware I had as a kid, and I didn't even have it a week because
we talked about it because I remember asking you a lot about it.
Yeah, and I was just curious to see what YouTubers are talking about. Like, it's like we're reviewing the Virtual Boy, the new Virtual Boy for Nintendo, or for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. And all of them were kind of said, yeah, this is Virtual Boy, where you have to lean forward like this and lean in and put your eyes in and just see red and black. And it's like, I can only play it for 20 minutes at a time. And then at the end, they're like, I'm glad I bought it. I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck, dude? Come on. You fucking shills. God damn. Like, people just gotta glaze things. Like, it's okay to not like shit. What the fuck? God damn.
Yeah. And I'm the older I get, the more deliberate I get with my spending. I'm like, wow, I remember this. I want to buy it. I'm not like that. I'm like, I got these specific movies I want. I got these specific board games I want. I'm not just buying shit because it's on sale or it's trendy or something. Yeah. I did have a friend who bought it, and that's Brent. And Brent might be watching this. I'm not shit talking you. I'm not going to yuck someone's yum. But I'm thinking like the people. So this just came out like last week. I'm guessing most of the people that bought it that week or pre-order or whatever and got it, I bet it's collecting dust now. I bet they're not playing it.
They'll never fuck with it again. There's no way that you can't. I mean, the only way would be if you could change it where it's not red and black. If you could make it Game Boy Color style or something, people I think would play it more. But even then, like, that thing was doomed from the start, bro. Like, it was literally to cater to a fad that they keep trying to make. I mean, the VR is staying stronger now than it ever has, but it's like ever since VR ever was a thing, it's like every 7 or 10 years VR, and then there's a new Atari 2600 had a VR headset, or it may not have been a VR headset, but it was some ignorant shit like that. And then years later, and then they had the arcade machine where you had to put like a whole fucking helmet on, but the graphics were all still PlayStation 1 weird looking shit. And then I don't know. So, but then looking at the color red, like just stare at a red light bulb, bro. Do you like that? Do you like looking at the color red in a light? Like, no, let me blind you with a laser pointer for 15 minutes. Did you like that? Like, I never even, because that was the thing. Like, I remember you told me you got it. And I'm like, cool, man, I got to try that out. And I was like, hey man, can I come by this week and try your Virtual Boy? No, I don't got it anymore. So I was like, well, all right. It fucking sucks. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And I've literally to this day never stuck my face in one. And I'm not saying I'm going to miss it, but yeah, there's no way in hell anyone is playing it unless you are like trying to break records on Telero Boxer or something for a speed run or something. I don't know. Like, and even then, goddamn, those people should get like congressional medals of honor for fucking I did a speed run on a Virtual Boy game.
Yeah, and it's like
$100 too, right?
Yeah, it's $100 for the plastic one. You get a cardboard one for fucking I don't know how much, but I'm not gonna buy cardboard either. I have like no desire, but it'd be kind of cool if you could play it on like a TV or something, but they have it rigged where you have to have the thing. You have to have the plastic thing to put the Switch in. You can't play it on TV. It won't let you because Nintendo's anti-consumer still. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like the irony of owning it, I guess. I don't know. It's like e-waste.
That shit is no, for real. That shit is strictly for just I have to buy Nintendo everything. That's what that is. It's just literally it's for fucking whales.
I guess it would look cool on a shelf or whatever, but like I have no desire to spend $100 on that. I don't really care to give Nintendo any more of my money.
It'll look cool too when your kids are going through all your shit at your estate sale and they're like, "What the fuck is this? Throwing this shit away?" You know what I mean? That's what I think about. It's like, how much effort is my kid going to have to go through to throw all my stupid bullshit away? Because I remember having to throw everybody else's stupid bullshit away. It's like, oh yeah, deal a meal cards. How much were these good for? Just shit like, I don't know. That's how I think about shit. Like, is it really gonna, because I've been the same way about trying to like I bought that action figure. I still every once in a while buy, but they don't take up that much room, and I can put them in a box in the attic, and then at some point I can have like a rotating display or something. Who cares, but it's not some of that stuff, some things just like take up a lot of room, and it's a lot of plastic, and I don't want to contribute to that. And I don't want to play Virtual Boy ever. I laughed out loud when I heard they were doing that. And like, it was a big reveal too. Like, they were so proud of it. Like, look, we're bringing the Virtual Boy back. You won't Americanize any other Earthbound game because of the shit reception that Earthbound got because of Nintendo of America couldn't market the game properly. And you've been salty about that ever since. But you want to make a goddamn Virtual Boy, which you guys basically forced Gunpei Yokoi out of Nintendo for making, and then he got hit by a bus and fucking died. Like, that's the story of that poor bastard. You know what I mean? One of the bigger guys that helped create a lot of cool ideas for Nintendo, and you know what I mean? So it's, I don't know, fuck Nintendo, dude. I don't care. Like, I still haven't bought a Switch 2, not gonna yet until that shit comes way down. Don't give a fuck. Everyone I've talked to that has one has said don't buy one. There's no reason to. Don't give a fuck. And then it's just the only games that are worth buying on a Nintendo are Nintendo games, and they're charging a fucking mint for them now. They're just really being cunts. And okay, fine, you can be a cunt. I can be a cunt too. I'll just won't buy your shit. I still have all the shit from before.
That's how I am with a lot of things now. Like, I don't have to own this, so I don't give a shit. A second thing is like limited run games is re-releasing the NES Jaws game.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, it's like cited as one of the worst games.
I don't think it's a bad game, but you could beat it in 8 minutes. Like you could beat that game in fucking 4. Like it takes no time to beat that game if you know what you're doing. It's just like Friday the 13th. You literally can beat that game in 5 minutes.
Hang on.
Plus, limited run games don't have a real good rapport with me anymore. No. They're kind of a shit company.
No, they don't. Yeah, and they just sell shit for way too much. Like the game is retro and stuff. It is a straight port, but includes 2 distinct ways to play. The original NES game with modern quality of life features like save anywhere, rewind, achievements, trophies, and gallery. Then there's the enhanced version, is like a massively expanded adventure featuring a multi-chapter story with nods to all 4 Jaws films. It adds new quests, weapons for both the boat and driver, and more complex role-playing elements. Standard edition is $35. Bigger boat edition is $100. That comes with the game, NES-inspired box, soundtrack CD, enamel pin, keychain, and pixelated shark lamp.
Is it a cart? Is it an NES cart that I can put in an NES and play it? That enhanced version?
No functional NES cart for this release. It's the Jaws Retro Edition. The physical versions are strictly modern platforms, Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. Yeah, it says the bigger boat edition comes in a box designed to look like the classic purple labeled LJN NES box. The software uses limited run games Carbon engine to emulate the original 7 NES ROM on your modern console. It includes the original 8-bit game. The content includes the original 8-bit game, but is played via the disc or cartridge on your Switch 5. Or Switch and PS5, sorry. So, yeah. I saw that advertised. I'm like, what is this? Like, people didn't know how to play it back then, I suppose, and that's why it was considered a bad game. But then kind of like Friday the 13th, people know how to beat it in like 8 minutes, so...
Never thought Jaws was a bad game, even in today's state. It's an easy game. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those games where it's been min-maxed. You can figure it out. But I mean, I don't know. I never thought it sucked, really. I don't know. Like if I had to, I would
you buy it for $35 or $100 though?
Fuck no. Why the fuck are they picking Jaws out of all games? And we're gonna enhance Jaws. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. That's fucking weird.
Kusoge, right?
Like yeah, Kusoge, yeah. But again, like when I look at a Kusoge game, it's like again like Day of Garfield or whatever, where like the fucking game moves at 4 frames a second. There's no hit detection. Like it's English. Just shit like that. Jaws to me wasn't a Kusoge game. It was a simple game. It was basically really kind of just an Atari game. But it's like, think about it. The game didn't play terribly. It had a goal, get some shells, upgrade your boat, kill fucking Jaws. Okay, it's the same thing with Friday the 13th. Now, Friday the 13th sucked because the map was stupid. You didn't know where the fuck you was going. That didn't make sense. And then there was no reason to use any of your other counselors, really, because the ones that weren't the tall, thin motherfuckers or the pretty ones fucking sucked. And then if you didn't know that you could get different weapons or you had to go get the torch or this, so yeah. But I think, and I'm not, this is not me saying I'm a big Jaws NES stan here. It's just go fucking load up an emulator and play it. If you read a wiki or read something on how to play it, it's really not that bad of a game if you know what you're fucking doing. But then it becomes bad for a different reason, not because it plays bad or it looks bad, but because it's a short fucking game. It doesn't take long, and somebody paid $50 or $60 in 1989 money to buy that shit.
It's like people want to buy it for the irony of it, or to post it on social media, or to hold on to it and sell it or at a higher price or whatever. Like go to these disc replays around here, and they have like the glass case where it's locked, and you have all the limited run games that are just like $800 or something. I'm like, fuck that.
But no one's gonna buy that shit, and when they do, they're gonna take a loss on it, bro. All this shit's worth nothing. It's worth nothing. The only thing I almost ever bought from limited run was when they did that Castlevania collection, and only because it came with that poster. But I would have been spending $80 for a poster, basically, and I still didn't fucking do it. I still didn't do it. I didn't buy it. I'll never, because that's too much, man. And plus, like I said, limited run's kind of a shady fuck company anyway, and I'm not really trying to support people like that. And then also, it's like I don't like these. Look, I like it better when you actually release an NES game that you can play. And there are companies that do that. Like, here's a fucking homebrew NES game that came out 2026 that you can play right now on a cart, or you can flash it to a cart or whatever. There's arcade games that you can flash this to an arcade board and play this shit on an arcade right now, like stuff like that. I was playing that. There's that He-Man beat 'em up coming out that looks interesting, but I have that one that was made on Beats of Rage, where it actually looks like the Filmation cartoon. Do you remember me playing? I think I showed you that a long time ago. It's pretty old, but I
think so.
Yeah, I was playing that on stream last night for a little bit. That would be awesome as shit to just throw in a shitty arcade, upright arcade machine or a barcade and just let people play, because it's a game. It's pretty good. But
all right, moving on. We have a new trailer for Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Have you seen? Yeah, have you seen this yet?
This is from the Fan Fest, right?
Let's see here. All right, here it is. And you watched the one before this recently, right?
Yeah.
You know, it was okay. Like,
no, I thought it was fine. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
You want to know what makes a hero? It's not destiny. It's not something you're born with.
The slowed down Mortal Kombat theme.
It's searching for greatness.
Johnny Cage, you have been chosen for Mortal Kombat.
Then realizing you've had it in you this entire time.
Whoa! I really don't feel comfortable hitting a girl.
Don't worry. We won't.
Yo, send me back. I want to go back.
The rules of the tournament are simple. Our fates would not be settled by the size of our armies. They would be decided by combat.
I'm not some great warrior. I'm not some champion.
This is a war for the fate of your world.
Finish him! Me.
Earth belongs to me.
We do not kneel!
Our only chance is to face this together.
Let's go, baby.
You, Johnny Cage, are a part of this now. It's showtime.
Get over here!
Johnny will definitely die.
Love
We'll
the
say unequivocally, this is going to be better than the Street Fighter movie.
You think it's going to be better than Street Fighter?
I think it's going to be better than a Street Fighter movie. Again, I could be wrong, but just kind of seeing. I still got to watch the first one. This almost looks like this should be a Mortal Kombat 1. You know, it almost seems like I don't even need to have watched the first movie at all the way this trailer plays.
Yeah.
I mean, for real.
Yeah, definitely. It's like basically all you need to watch it for is the Scorpion and Sub-Zero part, but then it's like the main character of the first movie, Cole Young, is nowhere to be seen in this trailer. Nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like, what was the point then? But I love this.
Is that the girl who was playing the girl playing Jay? Is that the same girl that's from that next game coming out that everyone was hating on? Is that same
Naughty
actress?
Dog game?
Yeah, that's it. The new Naughty Dog game, Interstellar, or whatever it's called. I always forget what it's called. But she looked. I didn't want to generalize, but I was like, oh, I think that's the same girl.
Yeah, she's also in the second season of Last of Us too. But
yeah.
Shao Kahn looks badass, way better than
he actually
dude.
looks like a dragon god, you know.
Yeah, I didn't notice that those dragon scales on his arm, but yeah, the actual tournament taking place, like they had like the first the first movie didn't even have like a tournament. It's like the tournament is for the second movie. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, I love seeing Noob Saibot. And the guy that plays him, that Joe Taslim that played Sub-Zero, he's like fantastic. Like he is just a great martial artist. I'm glad they're bringing him back. It looked like they're resurrecting everyone from the first movie, like Kano here. And this shot. I love Noob Saibot anyway in the game, but.
And it's cool that it's canonically how it was in the games, because Noob Saibot was the Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat 1, technically.
Yeah. You know, I don't need this to be Citizen Kane. I just want it to be a dumb-ass fun movie with some good fight choreography and some gore, you know. Just something I want from a Mortal Kombat. So, yeah, I'm interested in it. I would force you to get a AMC A-list so we could watch these movies together if you were up here.
Yeah, I'd have to fucking start robbing banks.
All right. So another thing I wanted to go on here is the first look at that God of War show. Have you seen this?
I have not seen that. No. Okay.
Yep. That's an official shot. I saw this earlier. I'm like, I don't know if this is AI or not. But it kind of looks like it could be, but yeah, that's the dude from Sons of Anarchy playing Kratos, and this is the kid playing the son, which the son kind of looked like a little humanized Ewok there, but
he does. Yeah, he looks like he killed an Ewok and fucking wore him as a coat for sure. Humanized Ewok.
Yeah,
that's a thick ass bow that kid's pulling back too. Look how thick that wood is on that bow. God damn, he's pulling that shit
what is
back.
That a fucking antler?
I mean, Jesus, look how thick the wood is though. Like
it don't even like really look real, but I don't know. I mean, it looks game accurate to me, so I don't know. I mean, I'll watch it, but I'm sure there's people on the internet shitting their pants about it. So like fighting in the comments. So
yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to also talk about some of the games. There's like 3 games that kind of stood out to me. So there's this is a Lego Batman game. I brought this up before.
Yeah.
And they actually had some Prince music in it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to play too much of it because but
well, you know, he's not alive to tell people no anymore, so
it's just his estate saying that. But yeah, I looked at some of the gameplay and it does look like an open world Lego version of those previous Batman games like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City.
Right.
There's like the slow motion kind of like when you beat up the last guy and there's like the slow motion thing and multiple people attacking you and yeah, like this. Like swooping down and fighting bad guys.
Is it taking place through all the movies?
Yes. So how they described it was that they're taking pieces of it. It's going to be its own story, kind of like going from the beginning where he first becomes Batman to like the end of his career. So then they kind of like described it where, you know, at the beginning when you meet Catwoman, it's probably going to be the Zoe Kravitz Catwoman. And then later on, it's going to be Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. And then maybe after that, it might be like Anne Hathaway Catwoman, or like they go from Jack Nicholson Joker and then he goes to the Heath Ledger Joker. It's supposed to be the same character in the story, but it's like they evolve as the story goes.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I was I mean, if this isn't like a day one for me, unless it was like $40, but it's not. It's like $70. But I mean, it seems like they have
Lego games in a while, but this actually looks interesting.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's like this is basically the Lego version. It's like they really got ambitious with this one. It's like the Lego version of Arkham City, Arkham Asylum. So
yeah,
I think this looks interesting. I'll pick it up when it's on sale probably, but I just like the idea that it's like
it doesn't look like a typical Lego game. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like a typical Lego game, but it doesn't play like a typical.
And like, look at this. This is probably the part where he gets turned into Joker. Like, but that's how they described it. And it's kind of like a museum of Batman. You know, you got all these different takes from all the different movies. And I don't know. I think it's really cool, really ambitious. I will pick this up when it's on sale because I'm a cheap ass old dude. So another one, and this looked like a Lucas game to me, and I don't know if it is. This is Everwind. It looks like sort of a survivalist version, a more survivalist version of Minecraft a bit. But yeah, I'm like, oh, this reminds me of Lucas, because you played that one Viking game, right? What's it called?
I love Valheim. Valheim is good. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this kind of reminded me of you for some reason. Like, I know you were also into Minecraft for a bit.
Yeah, I actually rebought Minecraft.
But this looks like a kind of like more adult version of Minecraft to me. But
then there's that other game that just came out that looks just what the Hightail or whatever. There's like a bunch of games like this coming out.
Yeah. And that's a tough thing. Like, I was watching a lot of these trailers, and a lot of the games seem samey and stuff, but I kind of
that's what I'm looking at here. Like, I mean, this is a game that would look up my alley, Wes, but 300 games like this have come out in the last 5 or 6 years, and they all fucking they're all one note. Everyone was like, Enshrouded. Enshrouded was the first game I ever refunded on Steam, because it's just like.
What is that?
I've already got,
What is Enshrouded?
It's the same thing. It's a fucking survival game. You just wake up on a goddamn island, you punch trees. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tree puncher sim. Like, this doesn't look bad, but again, for me, coming from, I've already played Minecraft, I've already played Valheim. What does this do for me? That's not. Mm-hmm. It just looks like Valheim and Minecraft mixed together, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Do I get to build? Is it? And then there's another game coming out that's like all voxels, where like literally the whole, and it's not Minecraft per se, but like the whole environments are destructible. So like you go up to a castle and you can start chipping away at the castle and make the whole castle vault, because everything's made up of a voxel, which is, those 3D pixels or whatever. There's games like that, but I mean, yeah, I can see where you would think I would play this game, but no, I will probably never play this game.
Hey, it was worth a shot. But
no, I'm not talking shit because you thought that. No, for real. It's just what you said literally hits the nail on coffin. A lot of these games are just samesies, dude, and you're paying $40.
That's where I kind of empathize with them, because I mean, I'm sure like these game developers are passionate about what they do and stuff, and it takes a lot to stand out. Like, hell, I do this YouTube thing. It takes a lot to stand out doing this. The thing I do, 1,000 other people are doing it on there.
Yeah.
I'm not asking $40 for it though, but I'm like, that's why I was watching this on like 2x speed, after it already streamed, just to see what was on there. And a lot of it was like, oh, it's a pirate game. Oh, here's another pirate game. Oh, here's another pirate game. Like,
to me, it just really seems like it really, I want to agree with you, but a lot of these game developers just seem like they're trying to chase a fucking carrot. It's the same fucking thing. Hey, here's Grand Theft Auto 3. Now every game's a Grand Theft Auto game. Here's Driver. Here's fucking this. Here's that. Here's the, and then Minecraft comes out. Here's 100 building it, and then I'm not saying they shouldn't try, but this doesn't look any different to me than it's not even showing building really, or it showed a guy build a little pillar or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to sit here and shit on this. But it doesn't look like a game I'm interested in whatsoever. All
right.
I don't even know what kind of games I'm interested in anymore, dude. Like, it's when I think about it, like, that's why, like, I haven't Stardew Valley literally celebrated its 10-year anniversary. I started playing it this year, bro. So maybe I'll play this game 10 years from now.
That's the cool thing. It's like, hell, there's so many great older games, and then through the year, there's a game that'll come out that you didn't even think about, and it's going to be awesome, like Arc Raiders or Helldivers 2. I didn't know about either of those games.
Exactly.
Until people started playing it, and I was like, wow, this is like different. This is like, it takes something and puts a twist on it.
One video for Arc Raiders. I never saw a review for Arc Raiders. I just started seeing, here's why Arc Raiders is the best game ever made. What the fuck is Arc Raiders? Oh yeah. And then it's like I'm watching and then this probably has some whimsical music playing over it. And here's a squid, stab it. There, look at the ocean. Here's a fucking bow. You can stealth bow carry. I don't know. I'm too cynical, Wes.
Okay, here's the other game. What do you think about this?
Vampire Crawlers. Okay.
What's your take?
Yes. Yeah, this is something I could play. I need to download the demo for this. But what's awesome is this game's only going to be $5 anyway, probably. That's what, these are the motherfucking games I want to play. Like shit like this. They're
cheap,
raw,
addicting games.
Yeah, but it's not shit. It's just like the guys that made Vampire Survivors probably made or Balatro or any of these indie games, because they didn't charge very much money, have probably made hand over fist money, because you're making a game that's fun and it's cheap and you can sell more copies of it, and there actually is a little bit of passion behind it. But I probably will. I need to get the demo for this. I think there's a demo now. I need to get the demo for it and I'll play it. For sure. Did we talk about? We talked about the new Castlevania game coming out, right? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. We did on the last episode. But
that's what I'm looking forward to.
Heck, I love deck builders anyway, like in real life.
I do too.
So this looks fun.
How much Slay the Spire did you ever play, Wes? Because part 2 of that's coming out.
I played quite a bit. That second one's coming out. Yeah, I saw that. I'll probably get it on my phone. Just that's how I like to play these games. Like, I got Vampire Survivor on my phone. I've got Slay the Spire on there. Like, it's just kind of fucking around with it when I'm bored, and it's better than like live service game like Marvel Snap and multiplayer games. These are like my go-to, like a quick little dopamine hit.
Exactly. Yes.
This looks fun. I love Vampire Survivor, and then I don't mind supporting these developers either. So
right.
All right, I think that was it for Game Fest that I saw. So
Yeah, I was actually looking through the list, and I was like, it's funny because the IGN article is like, here's the coolest things we saw at our Game Fest. It's like literally everything they fucking showed at Game Fest is like wading through half. Oh,
Watch
Vampire
the whole
Lestat.
thing.
He's hot. Okay. Oh, look, fucking Sherlock. What's this? I was trying to scroll through some of this shit just to see if it was anything.
Okay, so I'm kind of hyped for that Vampire Lestat because the interview with the Vampire Show was really fucking good. It surprised me how good it was.
I did hear good things. I just literally, that was what I scrolled to.
Yeah.
Did you see that the fucking Marvel Maximum Collection coming out?
Yes. I was gonna bring that up and I forgot, but
lame.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't bring it up because I figured you would just have the emulators anyway. So, and I got my arcade here, I can play them. And
13 games, okay? X-Men the arcade game, Spider-Man, X-Men arcade games, no. Captain America the Avengers, yes. Spider-Man, Venom, Maximum Carnage, yes. Venom, Spider-Man, Separation Anxiety. Like, yeah, fucking okay. And it's Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer is not a Kusoge game, but it's a fucking hard game. It's like they don't want you to beat that game. But it's lovingly crafted, I'd say. The only reason to buy this would be for X-Men the arcade game, and even then, it's like X-Men the arcade game was released on a different collection, wasn't it?
I think this is a 6-player on this one, though. I don't think the other one was, if it was. But
okay, you have all these other shit games. You don't have the NES Wolverine, you don't have NES X-Men, but you have Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge, which I would say is worse than any of that shit. I know you were yeah, and I was like, man, Wes, I don't know. But that was how we but
I was desperate for an X-Men game.
In your defense, we were all that whenever you would spend hard-earned cash on a game, and you couldn't take games back to Walmart back then or wherever you couldn't take a game. Once you bought it, that was your shit. You had to have confirmation about, oh, this is the best game I've ever played in my whole life. It's great. You don't like this game? Of course you're going to be that way because you're stuck with it. And that was definitely Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge for me. And it doesn't have okay, hang on. I'm just checking this out real quick and just scroll. I want to see what the games are. I don't give a fuck about. Yeah, Konami, Carbon Engine. Yeah, X-Men, Welcome to Die, blah. So X-Men, the arcade game. Yeah, we know how that goes. Yeah, 6-player online multiplayer. No big deal. Really not that big a deal. Captain America, the Avengers. That's a decent beat 'em up. It was good. It'll probably have 4-player online multiplayer. Not a big fucking deal. Come on, what else? Hurry up. Yeah, the shitty NES game. Nobody cares. And then you have Silver Surfer. Did it have a Game Boy? Yeah, Spider-Man X-Men Arcade. God, this game is abysmal as fuck. And it has it on the Game Boy version. Maximum Carnage was all right. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. And the Separation Anxiety was pretty much just more of that. It wasn't really much different, so I wouldn't say it was that great. Silver Surfer is a fucking bitch. It's a game. I wouldn't say sucks, but it's hard. Enjoy the Museum. I remember half of these ads too. Is that it? Is that all the games? Did you show me all the games? Is that it? You're not showing me all the. What's the fucking game list? It showed a fucking split second of a Game Boy game. A split second. I didn't even get time to see what it was.
Yeah,
there it is. It was right.
Maybe it's not
literally
finalized.
right. It was right there. It showed. Okay, so it's Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge, and then it shows it. It shows a half a second of Spider-Man web swinging right after that, and I think it's I think it's Arcade's Revenge, but it's the Game Boy version. And then here's the Game Gear version. So they have 3 versions of the shittiest game ever made. That accounts for 3 of the 13 games.
All right.
Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge accounts for 3 of the fucking games on this list.
So there's X-Men arcade game. It supports 6-player online co-op. Captain America and the Avengers. It's arcade, Sega Genesis, NES, Spider-Man, Venom, Maximum Carnage, SNES, Sega Genesis, Venom, Separation Anxiety, SNES, Sega Genesis, Arcade's Revenge, SNES, Sega Genesis, Game Boy, Game Gear, and Silver Surfer, NES. So that is 13 games. apparently.
4 versions of arcades for Spider-Man.
And then it's like features. Every game includes save states, rewind feature. The X-Men arcade features
you better have
rollback
save
netcode.
for fucking
Yeah.
God damn. Bro,
The,
you're a
digital
fucking
archive-
loser if you buy this. I'm just saying that right. Not you, but just don't buy
No.
this. Don't fucking buy this.
If
This
it's
is
like
terrible.
$5 on sale, I'll pick it up on PlayStation or something.
I
That's
wouldn't even
it.
do that, buddy. Just let me give you. I'll give you my entire MAME ROM set. It's better, and we
Well,
could.
they have
There's,
a-
dude. We could get Fightcade, and we could play 6-player X-Men arcade right now on Fightcade
All right.
for free, and I could give you a download script where it auto downloads everything for you, and it's that simple.
The Vault is like a digital archive with high-res scans of the original box art manuals and vintage ads.
This entire game is C-roll. This is the worst shit I've ever seen. The 2 arcade games would be really the only reason to buy this, I would say.
Yeah.
The Captain America arcade game was not terrible. I remember me and Jameel playing the shit out of that at the fair up here one time. They had like an arcade at the fair, and that game was in it. And we literally we got to get to the fair so we can play more of the Captain America game.
Damn. Okay, this just came up. Is a new G.I. Joe reboot is in the works. So they
2
confirmed
movies, I saw that.
2 different scripts, one from Danny McBride and one from Max Landis. Paramount is from Paramount, so this leads into the last story after this. Is eventually going to blend the 2 scripts into one final movie. So it's basically a Frankenstein G.I. Joe reboot.
I thought we canceled Max Landis. I thought we got rid of that fucking
Nope,
douchebag.
because it's Paramount, and Paramount is super MAGA. They have fucking Brett Ratner making another Rush Hour. Okay, so
My God.
that guy got canceled. Melania director.
Yeah.
Critics are calling Paramount Skydance Hollywood's miracle village for sex pests. He has a history of, David Ellison, the son of Larry Ellison. David, he owns Paramount. History of hiring disgraced figures like John Lasseter, and recently greenlighting Rush Hour 4 with Brett Ratner, because it's all about anti-woke and cancel culture demographic. Yeah, it's like they're trying to crack the code of the G.I. Joe code, because Snake Eyes, it came out in 2021, it flopped, and then they're doing a Frankenstein approach, which I'm sure that'll create a great movie, smashing 2 different fucking scripts together. Like,
I don't think
don't give a
G.I.
shit.
Joe can be a good movie. Like, it was better as a cartoon, man, because you're gonna be too compelled to be too realistic. It's fucking military. That's why it was a goddamn cartoon in the first place. You know what I mean? I make that meme all the time of like Roadhouse the animated series, but it's kind of reverse here. It was, these were toys that were just made, and then it was like a toy commercial basically, but then it's like, okay, it's a bunch of fucking machismo dudes with guns, or it's a ninja, Snake Eyes. Like, that's the other problem
that
with
is
G.I.
why
Joe.
They're so MAGA now, because the Ellisons, they want to make a American-centric and broad appeal strategy. So you're going to see the gung-ho America's #1 80s come back, apparently. It's just, I don't think the other countries think I don't think it's going to do great internationally, if it's going to be like that. If you're going to...
Fucking no. Hell no, it ain't. Like, they when they remade Red Dawn for no fucking reason, they changed the bad guys from China to like North Korea halfway through filming, or however the fuck that worked. Like,
yeah.
Because that was when China was like super invested in buying Hollywood or whatever, and then they backed the fuck out of that, or whatever's happening there. I may not be 100% on that, but it was something like that. Everyone was scared about I think that was what was happening. China was putting a lot of money into Hollywood or something, and so am I right about that, or am I like?
Well, so China always was kind of like isolated. They didn't want any other like media from any other country. Well, they opened up a little bit, and then they had some U.S. things if it went through their guidelines, and they would make fucking bank from it most of the time, because there's a shitload of people in China that like American movies.
Yeah.
And then, they're like, well, we got to make this so it's Chinese friendly or put a Chinese character in it or
That's
whatever
right.
to
That's
make
right. Okay.
make that more acceptable and make more money.
Or they would
But
change
now-
whole scenes for just specifically the Chinese
Yeah.
versions. Yeah.
Like they would not have what's his name, David Boyega from Star Wars, the black character in it. They would take him off the Chinese posters.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like shit like that. And well, they kind of closed off a little bit more now. I mean, they still show some movies, but they don't, not as much. But then like we have Chinese movies here that make a lot of money now. Like you had that recent cartoon is like one of the top grossing movies of the year, or in a lot of animated movies in US perform well in China. Like Zootopia 2 made a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Like fucking ridiculous amount of money. But yeah, this kind of leads into our final thing is like we thought it was a done deal with Netflix buying Warner Brothers, but now it looks like they're bowing out after Paramount increased their bid, and it looks like it's a done deal mostly, but if it goes through, we'll see. Netflix officially declined to match Paramount's superior proposal. Yeah, it said financially more attractive. Netflix famously remarked that WBD was nice to have at the right price, but not a must at any price.
Yeah.
Sick burn. And then for the trouble, Netflix walks away with $2.8 billion breakup fee, which Paramount has agreed to pay on behalf of WBD. It's like Paramount getting cucked here. So the valuation, Paramount Skydance has acquired 100% of Warner Brothers Discovery for $31 per share in cash, valuing the deal at roughly $11 billion, including debt. Yeah, they have they're up their eyeballs in debt. Like they had to borrow money from the Saudis to make this deal happen. So I'm thinking this might not go through because we already have California suing to keep them separate, and then they still have to be approved by the European Union. And I don't know what the likelihood of that is. They're not as, I don't think that nearly as capitalist as like, or corrupt as the United States government is. So yeah, this is the worst possible outcome. Like we did a previous video, I'm like, I'd rather just Saudi just outright own it rather than Paramount because they are just magnified. Like you see what they're doing with CBS, like
it's fucking bad, dude. Yeah, it's just gonna be one company owns everything any fucking way at some point. And at that point I'll just start doing shadow puppets on my wall.
Yeah. So they have like a super major library. So they, the crown jewels under one roof. It's going to be DC Universe, Star Trek, Mission Impossible, Transformers, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, SpongeBob, HBO, CBS, CNN, MTV, Nickelodeon. Like all these IPs. It just sucks because, I started this channel almost 2 years ago. And the reason I started it was because it was like during the presidential debate where he had fucking the orange Mussolini versus the mummified grandpa. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I wanted to take control. I wanted a distraction. So I'm going to go into art, kind of focus on it, movies, TV shows. And now this is, it's taking over this now. Like I love my HBO, and now HBO is going to be owned by these fascists who, okay, so we already talked about the Frankensteining of the G.I. Joe. This is the way they are being creative, quotes. All right, so Scream 7, I just talked about that earlier. Well, they fired the main actress of it because she was, she had a pro-Palestinian comment, because she's against genocide, right? And then she gets fired, and then the other big actress left, and then they have to rewrite the whole fucking movie. And it turns out to be the worst Scream movie, probably. I haven't seen 3 in a while, but this is who's going to own most of this shit now. The people who did that, who are making Rush Hour 4 for Donald Trump, who are taking over CBS News. They want to own CNN. They're going to Foxify CNN now, just so they can put their own cultural stamp on everything and basically just corporate-owned media is bad enough, but when it's owned by them, it's like, what hope do we have?
Well, the hope we have is that we don't listen to the shit. Some people are, but we don't have to listen to it. You know, you got to put the mask on yourself before you put it on your kid when the plane's going down.
Yeah. Yeah, they have deep ties to the Trump administration, and it's like the Mega app, and it's like expect a future where Paramount Plus, HBO Max, and Pluto TV are unified into a single interface. He promised a 45-day theatrical window on all major films, and over the straight-to-streaming limited release model with Netflix. So there are a couple positive things, I think. Like, they're so in debt that maybe the idea of Netflix just... I remember reading it first, and it's like, okay, Netflix can counteroffer. They have 4 days. And immediately right after, it's like, Netflix says, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then it kind of makes me think maybe they're playing like 4D chess. Like, they know Paramount can't handle all this debt, and that they'll be breaking this shit up and selling it like 3 years, 4 years down the road.
Probably.
And then they can pick it up for a discount. Or, you know, they need approval, and they're already getting sued.
That's kind of what's happening with like Xbox in the video game market.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Xbox is... They spent fucking 5 or 6 years buying every single studio on earth because they had this grand idea for things, and now that shit ain't working. Xbox is the two people that ran the fucking company basically just abandoned ship. So now all that shit's going to get sold out to bidders and stuff like that. So you're going to have Sony owning Halo and shit like that, which whatever. I don't give a fuck about that. But yeah, that's exactly it's about the same thing, really.
Yeah, and then even David Zaslav, who is the CEO of Warner Brothers, I guess there was a leak conversation, is like, it's a possibility this might not go through. He's like, if it doesn't, just keep working. It's business as usual. And then, which I think the best outcome would be that it doesn't go through, and then they just break up Warner Brothers and Discovery, and, you know, and they get a big payout because Paramount still has to pay all that. So it's all business lingo and shit. It's just funny that it's like they had that breakup fee, like $3 billion, and it's like Paramount paid it for Warner Brothers. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they desperately want this shit. It's amazing.
I know. It's fucking weird. I just wish I had $3 billion to throw around. Like, fuck yeah. Sorry, guy. Here you go. Here's $3 billion. Sorry, it didn't work out. Here's $3 billion.
Yeah, that kind of brings me to like, I mean, if this happens, we're talking about a year or 3 years down the road. So it's not like an immediate thing, but kind of makes me wonder what will happen with James Gunn's DCU, you know? Like, it can't be that good because they're all about the anti-woke shit, and then they made I don't know. James Gunn's very progressive, and his stuff is pretty progressive, and you had like all these kind of right-wing grifters complaining about how Superman didn't say truth, justice, and the American way, and all pro-American. I'm like, dude, he didn't do that, and then it didn't do very well overseas because I mean, he is kind of like the American icon from way back then, but I think it's kind of tone deaf to do that. I don't see how that's going to turn out to be any good, but I don't know. That's just my thought.
Well, you're probably more right than I, but maybe they won't change anything. Maybe they won't change any of those plans. Because those James Gunn DC Universe movies did well, right? I know Supergirl hasn't come out yet, but has he only done the Superman? Is that all he's done for DCU so far?
Peacemaker season 2 was officially DCU. And then this year you have Supergirl, and then October Clayface, the kind of lower budget horror movie. So there's still a lot of movies and shows coming down the pipeline. So it's not like, you know, abrupt stop of this universe that you already kind of started. I think Man of Tomorrow, the next Superman movie, is coming out next year. I think they're going to be shooting it this year. But I don't know. There is hope that this won't go through, but I figured that was like the major story this week, and people are like kind of shitting their pants, and I am too a little bit because I don't like this. But anyway, that's it for this week. Good hang.
Yeah, man. As always. Good hang.
You want to plug your Twitch?
Yeah, man. Monday through Friday, usually about 11 Central to whenever. Twitch.tv/Omogane. I play retro stuff. I play regular stuff. Sometimes I'll play new stuff, and sometimes I won't play anything. Sometimes I'm just smoking weed and drinking vodka and DJing. So come by and listen to some fucking music and hang out. Party. Come on a party tonight. It's our slogan.
All right. Yeah, and also come to Atomic Cult Media. We'll do this weekly or every 2 weeks, and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And we'll see you later.